Welcome to Thursday, August 15th, 2024, your day with a podcast brought to you by ConverseCountyTourism.com. Beautiful landscapes, historic sites, and unique downtowns await visitors to Douglas and Glen Rock, Wyoming. Plan your visit at ConverseCountyTourism.com. Well, it ended up being quite a wild and woolly day yesterday across the Intermountain West as the tail end of the deep monsoon moisture plume was moving through the region. And we had scenes like this along Interstate 80 between Rock Springs and Green River with hail. And while the hail wasn't really big or hasn't been really big over the last couple of days, the volume of the hail's been impressive. While the hailstones have been small, they've been the hailstones that cause a lot of what I call shredding hail, where you get small stones, but a lot of them. And we're going to be looking, though, at a lot of drier air coming in today. So thunderstorms are going to be less numerous. They're not going away, but there won't be nearly as many, and they won't be as strong today and tomorrow. But as you'll see here in a moment, we're going to go back and forth between drier air and then still these pockets of monsoon moisture that'll be coming in off and on over the next week. Now, we are on the tail end of when we get this monsoon pattern, but it does look like we've got a few more chances for at least these pockets to come on through. Not everybody has gotten the rain they wanted this past week, but a lot of folks have. Hopefully, for those of you that have missed out, you'll have some chances here over the next week. Overall, it's going to get warmer. I wouldn't call it hot. The real heat will be down in the Southern Plains region. Now, as we saw the clouds build over the last few days, you could just tell by the atmosphere how moist and unstable it was. And there you can see how unstable it was, causing nice thermal activity. So those rising air motions helping to build those clouds and the birds taking advantage of it. And you can kind of see an ominous sky yesterday forming. There's a kind of a basket-shaped handle right there with the clouds there in Laramie before the storms really started to build. And boy, there's a monsoon scene from southwest Colorado from earlier this week with all the moisture that has been in the air across the Intermountain West. Great mammatus clouds there after the thunderstorm passing through the Laramie Valley yesterday. And Star Valley, we had scenes like this all throughout the Intermountain West here over the last few days. And some of those clouds getting mean with those areas of hail and very, very heavy rain. And there's another shot of some hail in Orem, Utah. This happened the day before. And there's that shredding hail I talked about. Not big hail, but the small type of hail that it's just kind of like a shotgun blast, all your plants and flowers. And then, yes, you're seeing that correctly near Saratoga, Wyoming. Now, I don't know if that ended up being a tornado touching the ground or just a funnel cloud, but we did have a fair amount of severe weather, some very strong wind gusts associated with the thunderstorms yesterday, along with the hail and the heavy rain. And then some nice rainbow action behind those showers and storms from near Wilson and Jackson, Wyoming, out to the eastern plains of Goshen County, Wyoming, and then, well, a beautiful sunset after the storms moved on through yesterday afternoon and evening. The satellite image says a lot. So you can see the orange here and the drier air that is now coming up out of the deserts, and that will rotate slowly eastward and around. But notice the gray. This is where the deeper water vapor, water content of the air is still very high. So you're going to see thunderstorm activity in these gray areas today, further out east especially. You can see some heavy thunderstorms this morning out here in the upper Midwest. But you can see with the clockwise circulation around the high, this dry air is going to want to come on in. Again, it won't eliminate thunderstorms, but it will reduce it. And the precipitable water shows that dry air very well. But anywhere you see light green or white, you're going to have enough adequate moisture in the air to help form showers and storms. You're going to see them in Idaho, eastern Oregon, southwestern Wyoming, and then another patch out east and south. But you see we're going to see more quiet activity in those white areas today. So thunderstorms do take a little bit of a rest. And this is where the severe weather is going to be, more towards the Midwest. Tomorrow, we have that dry air creeping in, but we showed you this yesterday. There's this boundary between much drier air on this side of the line, more moist air on this side of the line, and this is where your thunderstorms are going to be tomorrow. Notice a little bit of a tail of strong thunderstorms getting back into eastern Colorado up near the Nebraska Panhandle and southeastern Wyoming, while much drier air resides west of the divide. But you might notice we're getting green down here again, and that is where we're going to have that next plume of monsoonal moisture come in. So tomorrow, it's along and east of the divide at that boundary between the dry air west of that line and the moist air east of that line. Down here in northwest Mexico, here comes the next plume. So we're going to start to see that heading northward. So this is that alternating pattern, and this is by Saturday. Notice we have that next plume come up. Now it's not big, but it's impressive. So by Saturday, showers and thunderstorms move back into Utah, Arizona, eastern Nevada. Then we kind of have this ring of dryness right there. So thunderstorms on Saturday will be looking like this. Thunderstorms coming up from the south and west, drier air here. There's still a residual moisture right there out on the plains, and that's where your thunderstorms are going to be. So on Saturday, here they come up again. These will be not a lot, but out on the eastern plains, a thin line in that thin area of moisture. But this plume coming up by Sunday into Monday is going to result in more thunderstorms and kind of an uptick in the monsoon moisture pattern again. And the clockwise circulation on Sunday around that high is just perfect to bring that subtropical moisture back in. With the surging high, it is going to get warmer. And if we look at the precipitable water, as we go backwards here, there we go. This is Sunday. So on Sunday, that moisture gets deep again, and there's your showers and storms. Probably going to have some strong to severe weather out here on the plains and maybe front range areas on Sunday. Very active weather again comes back into the Great Basin, back into western Colorado, into western Wyoming, and back into Montana. So an uptick Sunday into Monday. There's Monday. There's blue again. So we've got one more decent surge of monsoonal moisture coming before it will probably taper off. Not completely going away for the season, but it's definitely reaching its peak. When you look at the calendar, once you get into late August, looking into September, these monsoonal moisture surges get harder to come by. But we've got more chances of these heavy rain producing thunderstorms coming. It'll be interrupted though with a few days of that drier desert air, and that's Monday. So Monday will be a very active thunderstorm day as well. Temperature-wise, this is the next 5 days. For New Mexico, Arizona, and West Texas along the Gulf Coast, this is where it's going to be really, really hot. The rest of the nation, well, temperature's really vanilla. They're just not that far from average, maybe a little below in some areas. Even here in the Pacific Northwest, a little cool, above normal temperatures in Canada. Have yourself a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.